combination of a few elements. One of them is that half of the show is in Arabic, actually. So, you know, people in the Middle East, of course, feel very comfortable watching this show. The second element might be that it shows the other side as pretty human, interesting, not as kind of, you know, bad guys and that's it. And I think that also the script was pretty good.
The writers are amazing.
So I don't know, for those of you who don't know, there's actually a super exciting acquisition recently for your studio, Faraway Road Productions, by Blackstone-backed Capital Media, which was just acquired by them. So how's it like being one of the most recent Israeli exits? I mean, we were talking a little bit before about, you know, the exit strategy that exists in high-tech and startup world and how, I guess, there's some parallels in the content space. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So, a few years ago, Israel was a startup nation. We are still a startup nation, but now I think it's an era for a content nation. And I think there is, as you said, parallel between the startup strategy and also content strategy, because we started with an idea. We need to have seed money in order to make it happen. So our seed money coming from the broadcasters, so we go to the broadcaster, they are investing in our show or idea, and then if you sell it and so you're getting much more money and it's become big. But what we had is Candle that bought by, actually established by Blackstone, created a roll-up of production companies, Reese Witherspoon, Will Smith, Coco Melon, Exile. So we are part, and us, Faraway Road, and now we're part of this huge company we got acquired. So we have also exit strategy in content that it's amazing. I think it's very unique, but I hope that we're starting something that other production companies will get by bigger companies.
And you asked how does it feel? It feels good. Yesterday I had one of the Knesset members, Dudi Amsal, saying that all the high-tech guys are hanging around with Rolex. So I don't have a Rolex. Just to prove you that, yeah.
Just to kind of follow right on what we were talking about, Lior, regarding the acquisition potential that exists today in the Israeli content space. So, I mean, right now we're kind of seeing, despite that there's a rising demand in the world for original Israeli productions, you know, but on the opposite side, where you're actually seeing that there are a lot of challenges, you know, both regulations, like we talked about seed funding from the broadcasters, and there's actually, because of successes like Fauda, there's a spike in interest from private capital to get involved in original productions. I mean, how best can that money be deployed in the space? I mean, where should it go? Is it deficit finance? Early stage development? Can you talk about that a little bit? If there are private investors out there who want to get involved in original productions, how should they do it?
First of all, you have to find people that you really think that they are very good in what they're doing. It's kind of a dream investment because you invest in a dream. It's like a startup. You know, you don't know if it's going to succeed or not. And most of the people who they don't have the tools to understand if it's going to. Me neither. You know, we don't know if something that we're investing in will be successful or not. So you have to understand that you're going to lose the money first, and then there is a few kinds of investment. First, we call it dumb investment. You give us the money, and we'll give you 20% interest after the show go out or the movie go out. But also, you can be executive producer and much more involved in the content as well as an investor, and then you can have much more upside than just 20%.
And I'll tell you a secret. I mean, I think that both of us do invest and do jump into different projects that we're very passionate about. So I think that for any kind of an investor, if he wants to get involved in a project, a content project, whether it's a feature or a TV show, I think that the number one secret is that he needs to find a project very big, that he would be very very passionate about. And I think this is the key, this is the beginning, this is probably the end.
Amazing. So, I mean, I guess directly connected to that, you're working now on some super exciting things in Fauda Productions, right? So, can you share anything about that? Any of the new interesting things that are going to hit the market soon?
Yes?
Someone in the crowd say no, don't say no.
Who is it? We cannot say it? Why not? It's a secret. I can tell you a few things. We are now in the editing. We finished to edit a show, a new big show for Showtime. We're going to come out very soon. We have another project, big project with Netflix, another 2 projects with Apple. We're doing a lot. We have Fauda, hopefully Fauda 5. And yeah, our hands are full, really, really full, and we have another like 50 projects in development.
Some of them are dealing with the Middle East, some of them with espionage, some of them are not really in the areas of thrillers or espionage, and some are even kind of romantic comedies. You might be surprised to hear that. I think that both of us really like this kind of genre, romantic comedies.
How do you find the projects that you're interested in? I mean, how does the sourcing look like when you're out there looking for the next thing?
Most of our shows or movies or what we're doing, it's about, we want to go for the true stories. For us, it's very appealing, true stories, and also things that about, that we want to watch, you know? It could be comedy, as Avi said, maybe it could be like, I don't know, thriller, it could be comedy, it could be whatever, but if we want to see it, if we want to watch it, so it's something that we probably want to invest in, and also it's supposed to have a truth inside, you know, that we will know that it's happened, it can happen, and it's also supposed to be driven by dialogues, and also by characters.
One of the things that both of us really love, and this is the thing that got us together with Fauda, and it happened. Fauda started around 13 years ago, in a nice, interesting evening in Louis in reserves. I mean, both of us served in an undercover unit called the Ban, and I think that over there, when we understood the secret of double identity, meaning when someone can behave from the outside as A, but from the inside is a complete B. So this is what we're trying to bring to the screen in many different stories. Not necessarily, again, undercover or espionage. Even about personal life, families, etc. But the minute that you see the split in someone's identity, this is something that really is intriguing for us.
And how do you keep, I mean, you're now playing basically on the global stage. You're talking about doing projects for Apple, for Netflix. How do you retain the Israeli competitive edge by doing that? How do you keep the Israeli competitive edge or advantage?
We're just trying to challenge ourselves again and again. I mean, we had 2 shows. Like we had 2 shows with the US, of course. We had Fauda here in Israel. I think one of the most fascinating things that we see is the difference in the culture. In Israel, when you discuss something, it's usually people shouting at each other. In LA, we were very, very polite, and when someone wanted to say like, hell with that, it's so boring, they would say, oh, it's interesting. So we got it, the English behind the English, slowly, but for us, it's always really fun to do things here in Israel, and to keep it as authentic as possible, and to keep the Israeli essence of it inside.
I'll tell you a story that happened to us in LA. We had a huge meeting with all our representatives, with our lawyers, our agents, managers, and me and Navi started to argue about some content things. But we argue as we argue, we're shouting at each other in the middle of the restaurant in LA, in Hollywood, and all our team looked at us and they were shocked. And then we went out to a bar, me and him, to have fun. We're getting a call from everyone. So what, you're going to separate? What's going to happen? No, we're just dancing now in the bar. Everything is okay. So there is cultural now